Hello everyone, back again with me Magic Joe, and today in this video I would like to share you my clear for the Tarot Residual Trial 2 level 65 that I've cleared long time ago. So I think it was cleared on 26th of August, which is like 2 or 3 weeks ago, and I was level 52 back then, and these all the units that I have. Before I started, I just want to let you know that please don't get confused when you see the unit preview that I'm gonna do, because right now I'm level 59 and I just got the time to make this video. So I just want to show you like what engraving, what gears, and also what skills that I have on my units and the reason why I use them on this stage, and hopefully it will not get you confused when you see the different stats or like the different level on the units that I'm going to show on this video. And my recommendation to clear this stage here is if you have level like 50 and also you have your gear upgraded to level 60 and also the turrets, and if you have your talent upgraded, it's gonna be a bit easier for you to clear this stage. And also if you have like the engraving unlocked, you pretty much want to make sure like you have the good engraving on your unit in able to clear this stage at level 50. But if you level 55, you probably could wing it with just like pretty much decent equipment and gear and also some legendary units. But on this stage, I'm just gonna share you my clear using all these units that I have in here. And the trick to clear this stage is, first, you might want to use magic damage, because in this stage, pretty much all the units gonna have like physical shield from the boss, and also the boss itself, it has the physical shield. So you wanna do magic damage that will not be reduced by the physical shield effect on the enemies. That way you could kill them faster and clear the stage within 11 rounds. The other way is you want to use some dispeller, because what I know is the physical shield that these enemies has, they could be dispelled by dispel. So dispel any dispel skills that you have, like maybe Samantha or maybe like dispelling attack, it could dispel the shield really easily. So if you have like a really strong physical TPS unit and you want to bring them on this stage, as long it's not seeker, you could always bring that unit to this stage, and also the damage will not be reduced by the physical shield if you dispel the shield buff first before you dealing damage. I'll explain it to you later in the battle. But yeah, now let's jump to the unit preview. And the first unit that I want to show is Papal Ice Priest. He was level 52 back then, but still could deal a decent damage because I put him like level 50 Resonant Broom with the Resonant of Sword and Pentacle that is going to increase the attack and defense by 12%, and Judgment card because I'm pretty much sure he's going to be in the range of the melee range, like the boss and also other enemy units. That's why I pretty much want to dispel all the buff that the enemy has and also inflict judgment because of the special entry of this turret card. That's why I use the judgment card on him. And also the ice cone is going to deal a decent amount of damage because of 80% multiplier, a damage multiplier that it has, and it's going to hit like up to 5 enemies at once. And also it has the capabilities on blocking enemy movements. So this spell is really good on this stage. And not only that, I'm also going to use Ice Lance for a big multiplier for damage dealing abilities, and also speed down and movement down for 2 turns on my enemies. And Force Field I'm going to use because of the Wing Guardian, could use the AoE attack spell, and I just want to reduce much damage, like as much as I can. And another DPS unit that I use is the Flame Sorceress. She's level 52 still when she cleared the stage as well, and I utilize the traits that she has because it's going to scorch 2 random enemies within 4 tiles at the end of the turn, and also with another scorch that we can get or we can put on her abilities, it's going to burn the enemies a lot of HP. And for the basic attack, make sure you have scorching attack as well, because it's going to deal 80% of magical damage, plus giving some scorching debuff to the enemies for extra dealing damage. And for the reaction, Firewalking, that's just no brainer. So and also the Wind Rider is going to help your unit move faster to get closer to the enemies. That's why you could trigger all the passive faster to the enemies and just get the enemies killed in 11 rounds quickly. And also Pyroblast is a really good single target attack because it could deal up to 200% magical damage attack, and it's a single target attack. That's why Focus 1 is going to be good with it, because it's not only is going to give another aim attack when launching a single target attack, but it's going to increase the range by 1 tile as well when the characters is healthy. And for the Resonant, I'm just gonna put Sword and Cup because of the extra damage and also extra sustainability. 50% light steal is really good on this build. And for the Trinket Flying Blade Arm Guard, it's because I want to deal extra piercing damage to the enemies for once in every 3 turns. That's going to help you to take down enemies faster as well, so you could clear the stage in 11 rounds. And for the tarot cards, I'm just going to put the Temptation of the Devil, which going to give extra aim attack, and also special entry will give her like 6% attack and defense every time the unit got killed in this map. So what I need to do is just kill 5 units and it can get like 30% attack and defense onto her and dealing some damage and also like survivability. And Abyss here is also going to play significant role because she's going to be the buffer for this stage, and I bring the Dark Ripple to block the passive skill and also reaction skill from the enemies, because I'll just explain it later on the battle. And also Dark Withering is really good because the life loss is going to penetrate through the defense and also the roll advantage. So you could pretty much dealing damage on the Watcher unit using this one, and it's going to block it's going to reduce the healing received as well. And it's only cost 1 energy even though it has 5 turns cooldown, but it's going to be helpful. And energy restoration, because you pretty much want to debuff the enemies passive and also reaction skill. That's why you could pretty much bomb this Dark Ripple a lot on this stage. And for the equipment, I'm just gonna put Diffusing Prism because my Abyss here pretty much going to do AoE damage on the enemies. That's why it's going to increase the magical damage as well if I hit more than the 2 enemies. And for the Resonance, I'm just gonna put the Sword and Pentacle for extra damage and also defense by 12% if it's healthy. That way I could deal more damage using the Dark Withering because it's going to scale with my magic attack, and also deal more damage to these Dark Ripple abilities. And for the Trinkets, I'm just gonna use Disaster Bottle for more debuff to the enemies. So yeah, hopefully it's going to work. And the tarot cards, I'm just gonna put another Devil with special entry. So it's the same with the what I have on the Flame Sorceress. I just want to stack all the attack and also defense buff from the Devil card whenever I took down the enemies on the stage. And the next unit that I use on this stage is Suppression, because in my suggestion, you might want to have at least one tank whenever you want to clear level 65 stage, especially when you're like so much lower level than the stage level. So just to make sure all the DPS is fine, because one tank can soak pretty much all the damage from the enemies, and I think Suppression as a tank, he's doing the job really well, because not only he could tank the magic damage, he could also tank pretty much physical damage if you put the right engraving. So as you can see here, my weapon, I use the silent card. Even though it's like star 1, it's still going to increase the defense by 10% every time he got attacked for that attack. And also for the engraving, I put 1 and Pentacles. That's going to decrease physical damage taken by 15%. And for the trinket, I just used the Quexis armor, which is going to decrease the damage taken by 10% when healthy. So pretty much what my strategy here is to make him healthy whenever he takes any damage. And pretty much I could do that. And also the Tarot Whisperer is going to be focused on more damage mitigation, which is going to use the Hermit for 20% more damage mitigation. And also for the skill here, I'm gonna put Flagellant. It's for the extra energy and also extra damage taken. Every time he got attacked, it's gonna be stacked for maximum 3 stacks on for 1 turn on this one. And also Devout Guard, there's like a special reason why I choose Suppression as a tank on this stage. It's because this Devout Guard buff couldn't be dispelled. I'm just gonna let you know the reason, or just explain the reason why in the battle section. And the other skill that I use on this one is a Resolve, because I just want to make sure that my Suppression could live until the end of the rounds, because if he dies, then probably my other DPS unit is gonna be killed by one shot from the enemies. So that's why a tank is really crucial on this stage. And for the last unit on this stage, of course, we're gonna need a healer and support. That's why I use Nightingale on this stage, because of her capabilities on high heals for single target, and also the support buff on reducing damage for 30% and also giving regeneration pretty much every turn for 3 turns. And also because the suppression is going to be dying pretty much every turn. That's why you could activate the volunteer even often, like more often. And also she has the burning grenade to help our DPS to deal damage to the enemy and take them down. And for the items, I'm just gonna put the best healing items that I have here, which is Cube with the resonance of increased healing effect by 10% and healing received by 10%, which is Cup and Cup. And for the trinkets, I'm just gonna use Fancy Hat. Nothing in particular for this one. It's because this is what I have, the best healer set that I have in my account. So I'm just gonna use this one. And for the tarot card, pretty much I'm gonna put the Guidance of the World on Nightingale because of the cooldown reduction and also extra energy. Whenever she couldn't do anything to my team, she's just gonna stand by and get that extra energy and also cooldown reduction by 1 turn. And now let's talk about the battle and the strategies. So for the positioning, I think this is my best starting position because I want my unit to be around Suppression, so he could pretty much take all the damage from the enemies. And also the tactics that I use on this map is Thunderstruck, Summon Explosive Barrel, and also Flag of Convallaria to give extra damage, cooldown, and also energy to my team. The way that I use Thunderstruck is only to damage this unit here, the Wing Guardian. So it has the reaction For each character defeated in the battle, it's going to give 1 stack of nourishment. So per stack, it's going to increase the range by 1 and also damage by 10%. And it will be removed 3 stacks each time it takes any damage. So you don't want to have a lot of stacks on this particular unit, because whenever it casts this Tide Fire extra, it's going to hit pretty much every unit like 3 tiles away, and it has like global plastic casting range, and you pretty much got hit pretty much every time. So you just want to reduce the damage as often as possible. And also, it only has limited range. It only has like 3 or 1 to 2 range attack. So if it doesn't have the nourish buff, your unit will be safe. This particular unit will not do any damage to your units as long as you don't go near it. So yeah, pretty much that's it. I'm just gonna explain it by doing. So for now, let's start the battles. At first, I use the ice cone to limit the movement of my enemies. So what I want is these knights not to touch my enemies, because this All-Out Guard has almost 4.4 thousand attack. So pretty much it's gonna hit hard to my units, even to my suppression. So that's why I don't want these 2 units to deal an attack even once to my units. That's why I'm just gonna limit their movement here. I'm starting to pop up the default guard on this round, because in the next turn, this unit is going to hit my units. Just give painkiller for extra damage reduction on suppression in here. So after the frosty tile, I'm just going to use the burning grenade, and that attack from Abyss, Dark Ripple, is going to inflict the block, passive, and reaction skill abilities. It's going to be useful if you facing this unit over here. So as you can see, this unit has a counter attack and also passive that can transform to be the beastification, that's going to transform whenever he got into certain point or injured. That's why you don't want him to change or transform. So that's why you could kill this unit faster. That's why Abby's skill, Dark Ripple, is going to be a main point on defeating this knight easier. Yeah, I'm just gonna put the buff from the Sorceress to increase my movement, so I could pretty much move faster to or closer to the enemies. And we could see here, it already has 3 stocks in here, and the next turn, in the next round, we want to remove that stock by using the Thunderstruck. There you go. So after it got the damage, the buff is just gone like that. And what you need to be careful here is about this defender, like the boss, even though it has the defender role, but it hits really hard. I'm just gonna show you why it hits really hard. after I got my turns in here. Scorching attack. Okay, so let's talk about the kit that this boss has. So the trait here is a passive. It's going to gain damage reduction of 5, but it doesn't say that it couldn't be removed or dispelled. So that's why you want to bring like someone with dispel ability to dispel all the buff that this boss has. As you can see here, it has the gold main emblem, which is going to increase the physical attack, and also like the assist defense physical, counter attack, and also the strike back count increase. So what you want to do is either disable all the passive and the reaction attack, or you just want to dispel all the buff that it has. And please don't get fooled for these eyeball kind of things. It's not going to deal magic damage, it's going to deal physical attack. So on Abyss, I'm just gonna use the Dark Withering because I know that it's going to deal a lot of damage to the Watcher here, and also pretty much every units that I have in here. And I'm just gonna show you something. You need to be careful for this Calamity Spawn Prism, because after dealing damage, it will dispel 4 buffs on the target and inflicts 2 random level 1 debuff for 2 turns. This is the reason why I couldn't bring the Recruited card, even though Recruited card is known as the best physical damage tank, because whenever the Recruited card got attacked by this unit, it's going to dispel all the buff. But the good thing about Suppression is the default guard, it's not going to be dispelled. Even though he got hit, it's going to get dispelled for the physical defense up and also magical defense up. But the skill that they have, like the Faithful Guard, it couldn't be dispelled or immune. That's why I bring Suppression to this stage other than any tank on this game. Another Dark Ripple. So let's see what Dark Ripple can do on this boss. It's going to block the passive for this boss to increase the physical attack by 4% in every stack, and you could see pretty much all the debuff that this boss has. And also it's gonna turn off the reaction ability from the Wing Guardian as well, and also this one if it got hit by Abyss abilities. Oh, and what I want to show you is this buff over here. So this boss is going to have a shield. So let me see if there's that. That physical shield, it's quite annoying, and I'm not sure if it could be dispelled, but you pretty much want to dispel all the buff that this boss has, because it's kind of annoying. As you can see, the attack now, it has reached 6,000, so pretty much it's going to be dangerous if the boss casting the Juggernaut to your unit, even to my suppression. See, Nightingale is a really good unit that you need to have on your team because of the trait and also the large single target healing. Trying to deal as much as damage as we could in here. Reduce the speed as well. That's the resolve, just procced. This is the last round that we have. Thunderstruck just to deal damage. Sudden Strike, Pyroblast, and that's it. And that is it. That's my clear for this stage. I know it's a very close clear because I just used all the units that I could think of. I mean, I could pretty much change the Flame Sorceress to Barrel, but then I was kind of thinking most of you guys might not have Barrel, so that's why I try to use any units that is more viable to your account, like in your account on the global server. And if you have any feedback according to this type of content from my channel, please just let me know. Just share your thoughts on the comment section below. I'm always open for feedback because I want to serve you better contents. Pretty much every time I make contents, I hope that it's going to be better for you guys. And I think that's it for now. And I need to go to bed really soon because I'm going to be working tomorrow. And yeah, hopefully you have a great day and hopefully you could clear the stage. See you on the next video. Bye now.